Hi, a message for you today. Are they coming back because they care, or are they coming back because they're bored? This message is all about you were pushed away by somebody, okay? Your ex, unrequited love came out, okay? So I'm hearing that your ex pushed you away. They became disinterested. What clarified it when I shuffled the deck was fall in love. So it's pretty straightforward. They moved on, okay, to another romantic relationship. But what I'm hearing is that they are going to try and instigate at some point some form of contact with you. But I'm just keep hearing, you know, are they coming back because they care, or are they bored? Okay, you know, I feel that they went for a cheap thrill. Okay, I feel that it was a cheap thrill, shiny new toy, that kind of energy, and the gold's worn off. All right, so I really want to get today, the message I'm going to give you today is this real? You know, do they really actually care? Because it does happen. People do break up and they get involved with other people, and then they genuinely realise that they've made one hell of a mistake. But that's what I really want to dig into today. So I'm going to give my tarot deck a shuffle. Just while I'm shuffling though, I hope you're well. I hope you're okay. And oh, that's come out. I'm going to take that one. That is very important. I'm going to keep that one there. Because I hope you're well, wherever you are, whatever you're doing. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for your support. I do read all your comments. And for those of you going through, and I know there are a few of you going through a tough time, I send you all my love. Keep going, you'll get there. Doesn't feel like it. I know it doesn't, but I promise you, just from life experience, you will come out the other end, okay? If you'd like a personal reading, click on the title of the video, okay? And the links are in the description box, links to the website, all the readings are on there. And also check out the free relationship report. And also, if you are new here, please hit the notification bell to subscribe. That helps support the channel. Thank you so much. Okay, I'm going to shut up now. I'm hearing that your person was possibly a fire sign, okay? Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, Sun, Moon or Rising doesn't just have to be the Sun sign, okay? Or they could have their Venus even in a fire sign, because the Venus is how you show love, okay? So, and they... when they're having a good day, they've got a really cool personality. They're very, very sociable, very fun to be with. When you met this person, they were great. They were fun. You probably went on trips. They planned things for you, maybe unusual dates. They could be quite sporty, possibly like music, I'm hearing. But they flipped into a really... not a good energy, okay? The cards that have come out, I've got King of Wands in reverse and the Emperor in reverse, okay? So they went from being someone who was loyal, optimistic, funny, friendly, passionate, you know, sexual, all of that. Someone who could light a room up, someone who could lead people. You know, they never saw a problem. They were just like, yeah, I can do that, or I can do that, okay? And they offered you stability, they offered you structure, they offered you a really nice life, okay? They could have been older than you with the Emperor card, but, excuse me, they weren't telling the truth. They definitely got a lot of fire in their chart somewhere. All right, definitely got some fire in their chart somewhere. But they went to someone who was just a liar, a player. Okay, they were unreliable. They were reckless. I'm even hearing that they tell you they'd gone to one place, but they were actually somewhere else. Or they cancelled arrangements, or they didn't let you know that they weren't going to come back. It's that energy of somebody says that, it's just an analogy, but it's the energy of somebody who says that they're going, say, out for a couple of drinks after work, let's just use that, and then, you know, I'll be back by 8 o'clock or something like that, and then you've got to 2 o'clock in the morning and they've disappeared, and they've either not answering your message, leaving you on red, or they've completely switched their phone off, okay? But with this Emperor in reverse as well, they made life really difficult for you because you knew they were lying, you knew they were deceiving you. And you know, the King of Wands in reverse really does quantify that energy of somebody, this, you know, who cheats. Who cheats, okay? So they just became very absent. But when they lied and they deceived you, they became almost abusive. Okay, now abuse can come on many levels. I think for me, now I'm a lot older, even somebody who, you know, just tells you, no, you're making it up, when you know damn well you're not, is a form of abuse, because then you do start questioning your own reality, and it sets all your nervous system on edge, and you don't feel safe and you don't feel secure. You've had a very, very rough ride with this person. That's why right back at the beginning I kept hearing, you need to know, is it for real or are they just bored? Because the King of Wands in reverse is somebody who will get bored, okay? They will just keep moving on to the next thing. They wear their energy like a costume, okay? You never know what version you're going to get of them. And also, their main energy, your ex's main energy, was one of self-promotion, but made it difficult for you. You know, the Emperor in reverse isn't a nice energy. It's my way or the highway. Do as I do, not as I say. And it can just mean someone who messes around and completely negates their family responsibilities if you have children or the bills. You know, that they're really not reliable at all. Not reliable at all. So, yeah, let's see. Let me see what they're hiding from you. Okay, let me see what they're hiding from you. Messages are hiding, please. We'll get to the bottom of this. I'm sitting on the fence energetically. Those of you who watch me regularly know if I feel it, I'm like, no, this is what I'm feeling. But I just energetically thinking, missing you, craving you, desiring you. Yeah, so that's what I'm picking up on. You know, everything's energy. I know I go on about this a lot, but I wish I'd really realised the power of my own thoughts when I was younger. My gosh, if I could do it all again. Whatever you think your person's thinking about you and the situation will materialise. So if you have been thinking about your person, or suddenly they just pop into your head, okay, keep it simple, Keeley, then you are connected. And I've had proof of this. List it and list it and list it. All right. Secrets, mysteries concealing. Right. This is not straightforward. Spying. Aha, social network. All right. They're thinking about you. But what they're doing in secret is they're keeping an eye on you. Now, this doesn't mean obsessive stalking, unless you know it's obsessive stalking. But it does mean that in some shape or form, they're keeping tabs on you. It can be social media, but I often say this, back in the day when I was young, many centuries ago, we didn't even have mobile phones, there was no internet. We had a phone box. Typical Gen X, phone box at the bottom of the road because you couldn't possibly use the house phone. And we all still knew what was going on, when we were like teens and 20s with exes and stuff, even though we had nothing. Your person is keeping an eye on you. Okay, they want to know what you're doing and who you are with before they make a move. Okay, one more please. What else is secret? They see you as their divine other half. Okay, they do miss your caring and kind and nurturing energy. All right, they miss that. They really do miss that you were very kind and you nurtured them. Okay, they're very afraid, bottom of the deck, the unknown. They're very afraid with the pain card to come forward. They're apprehensive, and that's why I say they want to know what you're doing because of the amount of pain they caused you. All right, they caused you a lot of pain. Well, they did. They lied. You know, they cheated. They pushed you away, and they almost. I don't know if they laughed in your face, but they totally didn't even take on board that they caused you any pain. So they weren't even decent enough to say, hey, you know, I'm really sorry, but I want to move on. Or no, they just, it was as if you didn't matter. Now that can happen when people are actually feeling guilty and they're ashamed of what they've done. Okay, they literally will just cut people off because they don't want to have the conversation. And if they don't have the conversation, going back to, I'm hearing to tell you, the actor or actress or persona of your ex, that they can just wear a different costume. It's like they morph into somebody else, you know. So your relationship, they decided, you know, they wanted more excitement or something, and they just got up one day, almost as an analogy, and put a different outfit on, and off they went. Right, let's have a look at this deck. Now this deck's blunt, but it does give me very good answers. Very good. So what's the tea? Let's have a look. Travel. Okay. They're reflecting. But there's a message here for you, karmic friends. You can't fully trust them. Keep your friends close and your enemies closer. So there's an energy here, very specific. I'm looking at the picture and I'm just hearing, was there somebody in your friend group that betrayed you? Okay, but be careful. There's a friend in your friend group that was friends with you with this card, and also your ex, that you can't fully trust them. Okay, you can't fully trust them. I'm hearing to say you could have a friend that if you try to reconcile with your ex, they could get in the way, or they'll be speaking sweetly in your ear but saying something else in somebody else's ear. I'm hearing that. It will make sense if that's your message, okay? In someone's ear, but something else in someone else's ear, okay? One more, please. There we go. Yeah, love triangle. Yeah, that's spirit saying, don't worry, Keeley, we're going to get this cleared up for you. There's a love triangle. Yeah, third parties, multiple lovers, choices. But this friend, you see, this karmic friends here. Oh, do we trust them? Okay, what's going on? Why are they, what do they really want? Are they going to come in with some honesty? Let's keep an open mind, okay? Have they learnt a lesson? They're just going to watch you. They're not... Right, very 2 2s, Knight of Pentacles. They know they've met their match with you, okay? But I do feel whatever's gone down here, specifically with you and your ex, there is a stalemate. Now, there is no communication, which is a stalemate. And also, you are quite rightly so not happy at all with the fact that you were being juggled, that you weren't the main priority. Okay, now going back to your ex's energy, the Knight of Pentacles has come out. I've got 3 cards. The last one's the Knight. I do see eventually them coming back in, okay? But at the moment, in this energy, at the moment that I am clearing and clicking into, I don't know, something's going to have to click. I just heard the word click. They have got stuff, they're juggling. Their life, they're juggling. You are quite rightly so closed off to this connection, okay? What else is the challenge, please? I'm just hearing the challenge. Yeah, because you were stabbed in the back. That's the challenge. They left you for dead, okay? It's like the 10 of Swords is horrible, painful. And the thing with the 10, for me, in the Swords, is it's not just the 10, it's everything that came before the 10. Like, you were feeling restricted, you felt trapped, you probably felt you were going mad. And then you'd have had the anxiety, the sleepless nights, okay? And also the disappointment and the heartbreak. It all leads to the 10. Now you have started to see some light at the end of the tunnel, all right? They're probably feeling that. You know, going back to energy again, when you pull your energy back from someone, you know that it so happens all the time. You pull your energy back, you kind of get over them, you meet somebody else, it can be 7 years later, and then bump, there they are. They're there, you know. Can we talk? Can I get you back? Because we're all one consciousness, so our energy is entangled, and they can feel you're picking yourself up out of this. And also the fact that, you know, they're too frightened almost to address the elephant in the room because they left you in the 10 of Swords. But with the Knight of Pentacles, you know, they're going to be watching you. They're going to try and work out a way that they can come back into you, okay? But they're not going to make a move at the moment. But Judgment, the unknown at the bottom, there will be a point that they will want to know if this relationship can go any further, okay? With Judgment, all right? There's going to be a point where they will contact you and they will ask you that question. But obviously, you know, it's up to you. I know it doesn't seem like it when someone's left you in that 10 of Swords energy, okay? It really doesn't, and I understand that more probably than you know. I know it doesn't, but if you can really just focus on you now, okay? You are perfect and you are enough just the way you are, okay? Say to yourself every morning, I am enough, or I am that I am, and that is enough, okay? And just work on yourself. Even some days you won't feel like it, you might not feel any different to start with, but I know eventually from experience that you will, okay? Yeah, this ex, you know, are they coming in genuine? I feel eventually they possibly will do, but I feel you'll be long gone by then, okay? I feel you'll be long gone by then. Bottom of the deck, yeah, 6 of Swords, you'll be gone. You'll be gone, okay? I think you've had enough, you know. There was enough nonsense going on, yeah, followed by the Fool. You're looking for a fresh start in life. You go get it. You go get it, and just remember, you are unique, and anyone who can take you on a date should be counting their lucky stars, okay? And you really work on your glow up, all right? You will bring them back in. I guarantee you, at some point they'll come crawling out of the woodwork, but you just do you, okay? It's your life. This is your time now. And just let them sort themselves out. But watch out for that karmic friend, whoever that is. Keep your eye on somebody. You were both connected into them. Okay, they're not all they seem. All right, they're not all they seem. So watch out for that. Anyway, I love you very much. Remember who you are. You're the best. You're on the pedestal and no one is better than you. All right. Speak soon. Bye.